Kentucky again with Sticker Granddaughter and Sticker Teenager. Say hi.
Hi.
How's it going out there? We got a lot to showcase today. A few shout outs. Perry Cox has my Gold Banner Remco poster from 1964. He did a great job of putting it up there yesterday. It's got 68 people watching it, and it's already up to $355 with 5.5 days to go. Hopefully it will hit the $2,000 mark. I'm pretty sure it will. Mikey Arugula, he bought my gumball vending stickers yesterday. It went out in the mail. How you doing, Mikey? Dave Frazier bought my Beach Boys box set. Made the same time the Beatles from Liverpool box set was made in London in 1980. They took the master tapes of all the Beach Boys from the Capitol years, and there's 7 albums in here. I showed it to you last week. Dave Frazier bought it for $150. Got anything to say there, Sticker?
No.
No? You got a joke to say?
No.
Not today? Andy reached out to me that bought a big Beatles collection, and I bought a butcher cover from him that I'll show here in a second. He thought it was pretty rough, but he must not understand if you got a good peel, that's half the battle in a butcher cover. John Hood, Rick Canfor reached out to me, finally got all the albums out in the mail, 45 albums. I'll get them on Tuesday through UPS, so I will have the UK first press of Ram in next week.
Joseph Mantino, say hello, Sticker family.
How you doing, Joseph Mantino?
And Nova's Nick said I dropped what I was doing to tune in Frank. Hi, Sticker kids. Nice buy/sale.
All right, how you doing, Novus Nick? Nice that you checked in with us. When I talked to Rick Canfor on the phone the other day, and he says him and Michael Stern watch most of our live streams. Michael Stern was the author of one of the first Beatle memorabilia price guides. Joe Hilton reached out to me, and I got these. I don't know if I showed these in the last live stream. Did I show these Neil Aspinall autographs?
Yeah.
All right. So those have been shown. These are from like the late 60s when the Beatles weren't signing autographs, and Neil Aspinall had it down pretty good. 2 sets of Beatle autographs by Neil Aspinall in the late 60s. That even says Apple Core Limited on top of the memo page. Talking about autographs, got these in yesterday, a full set of Jerry and the Pacemakers autographs. You got all the best wishes, Les McGuire, Les Chadwick, Jerry's brother, I think it was Freddie Marsden on top, and Jerry on the bottom. And there's the album I'm going to sell with it. The best of Jerry and the Pacemakers. The songs you know now would be Ferry Across the Mersey and You Never Walk Alone, the song they play at soccer games. Got another reel-to-reel of the Beatles White Album. This is the first issue from 1968. 3 3/4 inches per second. And it has all the mistakes of Bungalow Bill and Revolution #1 and #9. Rocky Raccoon. All the mistakes that John Lennon didn't like. he wrote a memo to Capitol Records, says you need to correct those mistakes you have in our titles. All right, other shout outs. Polly, how you doing out there? You bought something from me today. I think you bought the 1969 Apple Abbey Road songbook that has a poster in it. Annular from Mexico. You guys bought a butcher cover from me yesterday before I peeled it. And wouldn't you know, I've only peeled 5 near mint butcher covers in my lifetime, and last night was one of them. And a shout out to Kevin from Kevin Records. Took us 3 days to go to LaGrange and get that estate of 4,000 albums. I went 2 of the days. It was a lot of work. I picked out what I wanted from him. I'm going to show it. Kevin's got about a lot of them left. He's going to have a pop-up sale next week where I think he's going to sell a lot of them. All right, that's my shout outs. Start showing this collection. We'll get into butchers first.
I would have thought you should probably take a drink of water first and just clear your throat.
Drink of water. Sticker Kid.
What?
Smile.
No.
All right, drank my water. I'm getting healthy again. Here's the butcher covers. Let's show the second state first. This is a second state West Coast. Notice how they put the slick on crooked, and you can see it all the way on that bottom edge of butcher cover and up here on that one corner. That's a West Coast with a strong glue. A mono 1966. Second state. Got several third states here. This is the one I peeled last night. I think Annular is going to be pretty happy with this one. Came out real nice. It's a East Coast Scranton number 3 on the back. And the trunk slick came off mostly all in one piece. Took me about 2.5 hours to do this one last night. And then one more butcher cover. This is the one that Andy sent me. Got this in today. He said it was pretty rough, but I think that's pretty nice for a butcher cover. It's that butcher slick. That's what they're worried about. Not many tears. Real good shape. I'll be putting that up on my STICKERMANIA 2853 store tomorrow. Remember, we got about 80 more subscribers before we get to 2,000, and we'll give away a butcher cover that I practice on. Ooh, you right? Sorry to hit you. Didn't mean to hit you in the head.
Can I see a few comments?
Let me show these butchers and be butchers. So you'll have a choice of a couple stereos or a mono. These are East Coast, and this is a West Coast mono. That's a trunk slick that came off the stereo. We'll have 3 difficult trivia questions concerning the butcher. We might get there by next Saturday. All right, so you got some questions for me while I put the butchers away. Go ahead.
Novus Nick said, tap that like button, friends, and don't forget to subscribe.
All right, thanks, Novus Nick.
Novus Nick said he's way too excitable for us, LOL.
Who is?
He's way too excitable. Maybe you. And then Brad Parnell said, thanks for showing me that 13th Floor Elevators album and the rest. It was cool seeing that unpeeled butcher up close.
All right, way to go, Brad. I saw you at the store.
Joseph Mantino said, beautiful items, Mr. Sticker Mania. Awesome stereos.
Oh, the butchers?
Yeah.
All right.
67 Pepper said, beautiful, you're a pro. Justin Mantino said, beautiful butchers. Kara WD said, hi Frank, is there any consciousness?
Let me see. What's going on, Rich? Hi, Frank. Is there any consensus on what pressing of the Butcher sounds better than the Scrattons or the West Coast? It's not about the record. It's about the cover. The pressings would sound pretty much identical. All right, Tweeties. Brad Parnell talked about 13th floor elevator. This was the crown jewel of the 4,000 albums we went through, me and Kevin at Kevin Records, and I had to snatch this one up. The psychedelic sounds of the 13th floor elevators, a first press stereo. The price tag was $299. This is in the shrink from 1966. Notice it has the 4 lines of credits on the bottom there. That's what you want to see to be a first pressing. And it's on the International Artist green label.
I'm going to the bathroom.
One of the rarest psychedelic albums that you can find. Anybody's interested on that before I put it on my eBay store? Price is $1,000. Send me an offer on my eBay, on my YouTube address, Yahoo, my YouTube email address, Mr_StickerMania at yahoo.com.
Montgomery Ramon said that latest Butcher is a beauty, lucky buyer. Joseph Mantino said, great question when asking about the Scranton and the West Coast. And then he said, laugh out loud, that's true. Because you said the cover's the only thing that matters.
The cover and the value of a Butcher cover. Let's see, where's my the one I just did. All right. So Perry Cox estimates, and Stan the Beetle Man, the Butcher covers is 95% of the value, and the record is 5%. All right, did you like my 13th floor elevator? The first time I've ever had one. It's got that cool song they played on American Bandstand, You're Gonna Miss Me Now, by Rocky Erickson. Rocky Erickson. All right, let's put that away.
Nova Sneak says, Sticker Gal's bow matches the 13th floor color. I don't know if you're talking about that. And then Dang said, these prices are getting outrageous.
Huh. Well, we're talking about Holy Grails. And I got another Holy Grail here, Led Zeppelin 2. So that my short, Led Zeppelin 2 in excellent condition, still in the factory shrink. Gatefold cover from 1969, still in the factory shrink with the hype sticker affixed to the back, the titles, with the 4-digit 8236. That's what you want for a first pressing. But if you ever seen these the gatefold cover with all the green, no wear at all, never been opened. Got RLSS on both sides. Got the small dead wax on side 2. It's a SP Specialty Pressings. Or Robert Ludwig Sterling Sound on both sides.
KRWD said that is very nice. Wow. And then Daniel Castillo said, do you know how much the mono 13th press might cost?
Well, I have a stereo, but they're both, they're so rare, either one of them are in the $1,000 range. Maybe a mono is worth a little bit more. But in 1966, they were making that's when stereo, they were making more monos than they were stereos. It's like the butcher cover, the stereos are worth more than the mono. And it might be the same case on the 13th floor elevator where the stereo is worth more. It wasn't until 1967, like Sgt. Pepper started the whole stereo thing, that stereo really took over. All right, let's put the Led Zeppelin away. Of course, by 1969, stereo was it. Abbey Road was only made in stereo.
You got a joke to pass the time?
Got a joke? Sticker grant? Sticker?
What time is it?
It's
Time for joke time. It's sticker time.
Sticker time.
Oh, it's sticker time. Oh, I wonder what I had planned.
Let me take a drink of water. You think about your joke there for a second.
5 minutes of silence.
5 minutes of silence.
That's your joke?
No,
What is that?
you said sticker time.
Got another White Album top loader from 1968. Mazzy got, I think he got one of these when he was in London. And this is the pressing that has the EMI recording on the label. All right. Let's start getting into what me and Kevin went through at the big estate sale at LaGrange. I need to get this back in here. Gotta find the top.
Don't he's doing that. Not hit him, he's trying to put an album in.
Mr. STICKERMANIA.
Yes. Go ahead.
What do you tell a bad cop to do?
What do you tell a bad cop to do?
Go to the office.
Go to the officer?
Yeah.
Instead of go to the office?
No.
What do you tell a bad cop to do? Go to the officer.
That's what you're saying.
Do I have to explain?
Yeah, explain.
Basically saying go to the office
That's what he said, and you said no.
with sir at the end.
That's what I
Mixing office.
That was what he just
That's
said.
what I was saying.
Office.
All right, that's a good joke. Got the Sgt. Pepper in from 1968, and today it's a UK 68 stereo, and it's got the wide spine. It's hard to find the original gatefold covers with the wide spine there. Only one time did I have a Sgt. Pepper that didn't list Day in the Life on the second side. It must be real tough to find those. This record's really nice. It's got hardly any spindle hole wear. How could you get a Sgt. Pepper in 1968 and hardly ever play it?
Joseph Mentino said that White Album is great. Is the top loader a rare version?
The top loader is the original version. Then after a year, they changed to the side, where it loaded from the side. This is a Psychedelic sleeve. It says made in Great Britain. And let's start showing what I got from this estate sale. Couple picture sleeves before I do that. Rolling Stones minute, and then a Chappell Roan minute. Told Joan I'd have a Chappell Roan minute. Got another picture sleeve of Satisfaction This one's in better shape. Excellent condition from 1965. And I got the rare, only in very good condition, but this is one of the rarest picture sleeves there is for the Rolling Stones, Heart of Stone. This is a case where the picture sleeve is worth about 100 times more than the record. Heart of Stone backed with What a Shame.
Joseph Mentino said that Sgt. Pepper is a beauty, and he said thanks for the question about the top loader.
All right. Thank you. Chappell Roan, minute before I show all these albums I got all around me. Got this in today. The CD they put out, when the CD first came out, Chappell hand signed some inserts, and this is one of them. I can find it. Right there. The insert signed by Chappell. Got this in today and sold it right away for $500. You can imagine that. We're supposed to see Chappell at Franklin, Tennessee on October 1st, but they're having some problem with the tickets because so many of them were scalped that they're trying to cancel them and sell them again. So hopefully we'll be able to get some tickets to go to that show. October 1st in Franklin, Tennessee. And I got this, you saw this on my last one, signed Chappell, where she's in her Rocky Horror Picture Show outfit. They're gonna re-release Pink Pony Club again on 45. This was the very first Record Store Day issue that's worth some money on pink vinyl. All right, that's my Chappell Roan minute.
You didn't show that.
The cassette, I showed that last time. This sold today for $60. My UK pressing of Chappell Roan on cassette. All right. Can you carefully put those away, all that away for me over there, please? Let me drink some water, then I'm going to show you albums.
Why'd you cough on me?
I didn't mean to.
It got in my eye.
No,
Dang.
did not.
Are you going to be all right?
No.
Yes, you will.
All right. The estate sale from LaGrange. Rapid fire. If you got questions, bring them up. Got a whole collection of Donovan. This is the rarest piece of the Donovan. It's a box set. A gift from a flower to a garden. There he is with the Maharishi on the back. Donovan taught John Lennon a couple guitar licks that were played on the White Album. It's got a poem book inside this. 12 poems from Donovan. Other Donovan albums. You got Sunshine, Superman, Barbara Jaguar. Somebody will have to tell me how to say that one.
Jaguar?
Hurdy-Gurdy Man. Most all these are in the factory shrink. Catch the Wind, that's an early one on Hickory. Another early Donovan, Like It Is, Was, and Ever Shall Be. Fairy Tale. And then the big one, Mellow Yellow. Which Beatles singing background on Mellow Yellow? You guys all know the answer to that. Looks like UK import, 2-record set. Originally 4 pounds. Essence to Essence. This one's called just Donovan. It must be a later Donovan album. Cosmic Wheels, I know that one. I like that a lot. It's got that. There's one song I like a lot from Donovan. What is it called? I'm not coming up with it right now. It's not Cosmic Wheels. Anyway, that's my Donovan collection.
Joseph Mantino said, has Donovan ever toured with Ringo Starr's All-Star Band?
Did Donovan ever tour with him? I don't think so.
And then Joseph Mantino also said, those albums look nice. Paul sang backup.
Yep, Paul's the one that sang backup on Mellow Yellow. He's goofing in the studio, and boy, he just takes over the song. They're about halfway through.
KRWD said, Donovan, good stuff.
Yep, we got a whole Pebbles collection from that estate. So I'm going to sell these Pebble albums together. Pebbles Volume 1. You know what Pebbles is? I had to explain that to Kevin. It's a lot of garage rocks artists that only had 1 or 2 songs and they never had an album, so they put them all together on these Pebble compilations in 1979. So you got Pebbles 1, you got Volume 2, then I skipped to Volume, this says Original Punk Rock from the Psychedelic 60s. Pebbles Volume 9. 10, 11, Volume 12, Volume 13, and a few more. Volume 14,
Is he saying whooping or whopping?
15,
It looks like whooping.
16, and the last one, Volume 17. A lot of Pebbles albums I found in that estate sale. Yeah.
You didn't give people a few seconds to look at number 16.
16? Boy, you are on me, aren't you?
He's a bully.
Pebbles 16, sticker kid. I said I didn't show this very good. Is that better?
Yeah, you showed it longer.
Say
All
later.
right, Pebbles.
Brad Parnell said Paul on Mellow Yellow was more like whopping and hollering than singing.
Got this poster in. You might not be able to see them. That's original rare.
Hold on, I gotta lift it up.
Look
It did
up.
a little lag anyway, so I'm wondering if that's what we lost because it did a little lag on mine. Oh, there you go.
That's it. Instead of the black and white one, that's the blue rare poster from 1968. In beautiful shape. We're gonna have to order a special 10 by 40 frame for that one there. Somebody offered me $85 for my Sgt. Pepper poster there. It has a COA, but I said no, the $100 was a fixed price. And then I got questions. They want to know why the Elvis is whited out. And that was done right away, I think, for contractual reasons. All right, let's start showing some more things that I got from here.
One question.
Yes.
KRWD said, Frank, will you price the Donovan as a lot?
Donovan has a lot? Yes.
Yes.
If you're interested, send me an email what you're offering for the whole Donovan lot. All right, got the Grassroots. This is the very first Grassroots album in the shrink from like 1966. It's a mono. Where were you when I needed you? And no, Rob Grill is not on this first Grassroots album. It's mostly P.F. Sloan and Steve Barry, the two writers. It was kind of a studio band on the very first one, and then when they started having hits, they had to get some performers, and that's how Rob Grill got into the band. Because Rob Grill was a good front man. Got a Split Ends. One of my favorite albums, the Split Ends. It says I Got You, and it should be on Translucent. Translucent color, you can't really see it unless you put it up against the light. Split Ends. And you know the brothers, the Finn brothers were in Split Ends before Crowded House. And there's one of the brothers there, and there's the Crowded House guy, Tim, right there, Tim Finn. We got the Smithereens, Beauty and Sadness. We saw the Smithereens on the first Abbey Road on the River about 15 years ago. That's when Pat Nuzio was still alive with us. I bought all of Pat Nuzio's Beatles book collection, and he had notes from the Smithereens of traveling around the world in the middle of the books. That was pretty cool. Got some psychedelic albums from this collection. Have you ever seen Strawberry Alarm Clock? You guys have all seen Incense and Peppermint, but I bet you haven't seen these other two albums. So this is a stereo version, sold for 97 cents in the stores. That's pretty cheap. Have you ever seen these other two Strawberry Alarm Clocks? This is called Wake Up, It's Tomorrow. And this one's real rare. The World in a Seashell. So this collector that we got this collection from, he sought out all the different pressings from the artists that he was into. All right, Sticker K, can you put this down there for me, please?
Why?
Shoddy 100 said, hey, a sticker fan.
Sticker family?
Fam. Like family.
But it's family.
No.
I think it's the floor guy.
Who is it? Who is it?
Chris.
Chris W?
I think Chris had his, he comes up and usually says Chris W.
Alright, we got
He might
some.
change this. That's how he talks.
We got some Hollies.
I don't know.
We got some Frigid Pink. These are both Holly mono albums from the mid 60s. They're rare to get these Dear Eloise, King Midas in reverse. And I'm pretty sure on this, that song, King Midas in reverse, it's a different cut completely than the stereo version that we're used to. It's only on the mono album. Beautiful shape of Hollies from, and yes, Brad Parnell, we got Graham Nash there before he broke up with Hollies. And this Psychedelic album from '67, Evolution, featuring Carrie Ann. This is a mono also. Look how psychedelic that cover is. Couple Frigid Pink, another psychedelic cover, like blue neon, Frigid Pink, called Defrosted. It was only cost $2.76 in the stores back in the late '60s. And then one of my favorite songs of all time, House of the Rising Sun. It's also in the shrink, and it's got the hype sticker for includes the hit House of the Rising Sun.
Brad Burnell said, do you have any electric prunes to go with that strawberry alarm clock.
Don't have any electric prunes.
KRWD said the strawberry alarm clocks have to be rare.
I'd say it's pretty rare.
And then Shotty said, yeah, I changed it. LOL, it's Chris. You guys just supporting the stream. Everyone liked the video, like. And then,
So what's Chris?
yeah, told you. And then KRWD said Long Cool Women is one of the best songs.
It is. Long Cool Woman in a black dress. Yeah, Terry Sylvester tried to sing that at the Fest for Beatle fans last year, but he was so drunk he could hardly pull it off. Okay, Psychedelic. 1966. Psychedelic. Psychotic reaction by the count 5 in the factory shrink. That's an early psychedelic album. Timothy Leary, 1967 psychedelic. It's called Dr. Timothy Leary, Tune On, Tune In, and Drop Out. That's a pretty psychedelic cover there, I would say. It's on Mercury Records. You ever seen this psychedelic album? One of the first things that Atlantic Records would try in a rock group called The Other Half before Led Zeppelin. There aren't too many of these that I see on the internet. 1968 Psychedelic, The Other Half. Look at that early Atco label. And then The Fool, you guys all know The Fool because they designed clothes for the Apple Boutique in London. And they did the inner sleeve for Sgt. Pepper, that psychedelic sleeve I showed you. Let's find that again. Boom, 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 boom.
KRWD said, yep, that was a famous quote of the doctor.
Of the tune in,
Yep.
turn on, and drop out.
And then Joseph Mantino said, very trippy covers.
Yep, so The Fool is the one that designed that inner sleeve for the Beatles, and they designed their clothes for Magical Mystery Tour. And they designed the clothes when the Beatles did the All You Need Is Love live satellite. Look how psychedelic that gatefold cover is of The Fool. 1968.
And then Joseph Mantino also said there sure was a lot going on in the late 60s during Flower Power.
Yep, Flower, Summer of Love, Flower Power. All right, got some other things from this estate sale.
Do the Daniel.
Daniel Castillo said George Harrison didn't like the Flower Power era.
He did not. He went to the San Francisco, and he didn't last there very long. And then he had to almost run for the limo because the burnout hippies were chasing him.
And then KRWD said the back cover is almost sedate compared to the front, LOL.
Yep.
And then Joseph Mantino also said that's a great looking cover and gatefold.
You ever seen this one here? A takeoff of Rubber Soul called Senator Bobby and Friends. Says Chip Taylor and Dennis Woolley present Boston Soul. Boston Soul. You got Robert Kennedy. You got Bob Dylan. You got Lyndon Johnson. And we got another politician. I'm not going to come up with who it is. Tell me out there in the who that is, the other politician right there. Must be from 1960. Has to be about 67. Got that from Kevin Records. He knew I would like that cover there. Procol Harum. Which Beatle loved the hit song off of this and played it in his psychedelic Rolls Royce in the middle of the night through his speakers, through his wheels? You guys all know the answer to that one. He didn't care if he woke everybody up playing Whiter Shade of Pale.
KRWD said, holy cow, that is too funny.
When John Lennon did that?
Yeah. And then,
He had special speakers right there on the wheel mounts in his psychedelic Rolls Royce.
Joseph Mantino said that is quite a knockoff Lyndon Johnson.
No, that isn't the one we're missing.
And
This we know this is Lyndon Johnson. I just can't figure out. I don't know the name of this man here.
that is quite a knockoff Lyndon Johnson.
Gotcha.
He's calling it a knockoff.
Go.
And then Daniel Castillo said, not funny when you think how it ended for Bobby.
Yeah, it's not good. When I was about 14, 15, I was in Muncie, Indiana at the Muncie airport, and John Kennedy went through in a caravan, and he would just reach out his hand, and he was in the back of like a tractor trailer, open tractor, and then you just would brush his hand as he went by. So I did touch Bobby Kennedy's hand when I was about 66. I would have been 12 years old.
And Joseph Mantino said John Lennon. And Tim Furlong said Barry Goldwater.
That's Barry Goldwater. All right. Barry Goldwater is the one I couldn't figure out. Thanks a lot. I'm glad somebody came up with the answer to that.
You're welcome.
Led Zeppelin. Got this. First press from Germany, and it's got Strawberry in the Dead Wax. Physical Graffiti, the great double album from Led Zeppelin. One more water so I can finish this up. We got this from the state sale, Yardbirds For Your Love mono, and it's in the shrink. I always like that song, For Your Love. Which member of the Yardbirds quit when they recorded the song For Your Love? There's your trivia question for the night. He didn't want to do a song to just have a big hit. Who is it? Somebody was in the Yardbirds and he quit.
Eric Clapton.
That is it.
Brad Parnell said it.
All right, Brad, you are quick on the questions.
Do you think he's gonna win the Butcher?
He might.
I think so.
He's a Beatles maniac just like you.
Bob Dylan and the Sex Pistols. That's a good combination, isn't it?
Tim Furlong said Crosby guy.
The what?
It's
Crosby.
Crosby.
Crosby?
Crosby what?
David Crosby.
What about David Crosby?
Maybe he quit? I don't know.
No, the Eric Clapton, David Crosby was never in the Yardbirds.
I don't know why he's.
We have a Birds album in the other room, Mr. Tambourine Man.
You want that?
No.
Yes.
So this is the first pressing of Bob Dylan's first album. Well, it's an early pressing. It's on the 6i, or the 2i stereo. So it's not a 6i, so it's a later 60s pressing of Bob Dylan's first album.
Wrong.
Yeah, Tim Furlong said wrong.
What?
Tim Furlong called you wrong.
Wrong on what?
On David Crosby or Eric.
David Crosby was never in the Yardbirds.
Yeah, I don't know what Tim is talking about.
Bob Dylan, my favorite Bob Dylan album, Blonde on Blonde. It's a second issue that doesn't have Claudia in the middle. Claudia wanted some money for being the photos in there in the middle of the gatefold, so they just took her out and didn't pay her. Bob Dylan, what a great double album. That's my favorite Bob Dylan album. Got so much variety on it. And a white label promo for Desire. And yes, the record is actually a white label promo. White label promo of Desire from 1975. Sex Pistols, that'd be 77. All right, let's put the Bob Dylan away.
Daniel Castillo said you're underestimating Dylan had on the Beatles. He's one of the 2 artists who made the Sgt. Pepper cover.
Yep, that's true.
He said you're underestimating.
I'm underestimating them.
Yeah. Say no, I'm not.
Well, I would say that they were influenced by Blonde on Blonde. This was a year before Sgt. Pepper. Sex Pistols, 77. I showed this the last stream. Never mind the Bullocks. Here's the Sex Pistols. And this is the first issue cover that doesn't have submission on it. It has 11 tracks on the back of the cover, but 12 tracks on the record. Sex Pistols.
What?
Never got to see, I think Mazzy saw the Sex Pistols on their last show in San Francisco.
That's a bad word.
And then we got the weird movie. I saw it on Betamax. And way back in the 80s, The Great Rock and Roll Swindle. It's a UK copy with the hype sticker on the front and the back. Who killed Bambi? Great Britain pressing of Rock and Roll Swindle. You should check out that movie if you get a chance. Got Johnny Rotten, or it's got Sid Vicious singing My Way, the Frank Sinatra song. Pretty funny. All right, we got the Doors and the Pixies. We got some Rolling Stones. Who likes the Pixies out there?
Me!
Found one album from 1989 when they weren't making much vinyl albums. Pixies, Bossa Nova, I think it's called. I can read it. Title of the Pixies album is Nowhere to Be Seen. Bossa Nova, that's the name of it. This is when Kim Deal was still in the band. And Black Francis singing the vocals. Rolling Stones, The Doors. We found a few sealed albums in that estate. We got our Waiting on the Sun, factory sealed. This is not our original pressing. It's got a $5.99 price tag, probably from the mid-70s. Waiting for the Sun, factory sealed from corner to corner. Rolling Stones, Satanic Majestic's Request in the Shrink.
Daniel Castillo said Sid Vicious is wrestler.
Is a what?
Wrestler.
Yeah, but Sid Vicious was in the Sex Pistols. You're thinking of a different Sid Vicious.
Caesar said, hey, Sticker family, I like the Pixie and yeah, Bossa Nova.
Bossa Nova. So I don't want to take this out of protection, but it's the Satanic and the original Shrink. I got this from Ken Silo. one of my good customers down in Florida, and it's got the original price tag of $449. This would have been from 1967. $449 in the stores with the 3D cover. And you got Let It Bleed in the shrink with the hype sticker for the poster inside. That's another thing that better leave together. It is pretty fragile. Yes, it has the poster in there. Doesn't have the fan club card, but it has the original poster with a young. Kevin asked me how old was Mick Taylor when he joined the Rolling Stones. I said I think he was only 19 or 20 years old. He looked up and he said he's only 75 now.
Caesar said, "I'll take that for $4.99."
Huh. The Santanic. That's most of what I picked in that collection. There's other boxes, but those are the best pieces. Rolling Stones. Let It Bleed. Showed those picture sleeves last time. We love you, Beatles by the Carefrees. I've sold that several times. Give me that Mother's Milk over there, Scott. That album of Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Hey.
And that Badfinger.
You move too slow.
You speak so much.
We got this from the estate sale. This is a tough album to get of Red Hot Chili Peppers, Mother's Milk. Look at the Red Hot Chili Peppers all over the lady's chest there on the cover. And we got the Badfinger No Dice. Has a great picture of Badfinger inside here. Only one member of Badfinger still alive right here, Joey Malone. It's got the big song No Matter What, where they rock it before. Not No Matter What. Yeah, it's got No Matter What on here, and it also has Without You, an early version before Harry Nilsson recovered it. Or he made his big hit song with it. All right, that's most of my show and tell. Any other questions to finish this up tonight?
Your Japanese friend said, "Frank, you feel like a cold today."
Yep, we've been having the cold go through Louisville, Kentucky. About everybody's been getting it this week.
Not me.
You already had it.
You had it the week before, you told me.
Oh,
I'm special.
you're
All
gonna
right,
get
I
it
showed
for
you
the
my
round
Beatles rock band poster last
Yeah.
week. I sold this today, or yesterday. I get it off here. I have another one coming. This was only available on the very first day issue of Halloween last year of Chappell Roan, The Rise and Fall of a Midnight Princess. And she's dressed up as, I'm not sure, it says, Happy Birthday Princess. She's got her lipstick on her teeth. That's her trademark. Got Chappell Roan right there on the back. Remember, if you're interested in anything that I show before I put it on eBay in a few days, get a hold of me on my YouTube, email, Mr._StickerMania@yahoo.com. There's a few new people every week that figure out that email of how to get a hold of me.
I've never found out.
All right, I think that'll do us for tonight on a Saturday night. We'll be back Wednesday. Have a lot of stuff coming in the beginning of the week.
One thing, KRWD said, "Frank, maybe a steroid to kick that cough."
Steroids, that might help. You got anything to close out with here, Sticker Kid?
No.
You get any more jokes?
No.
All right. You've been pretty good today. Thanks, Sticker
Don't worry
Granddaughter.
about that.
Everybody say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye from Louisville, Kentucky. Thanks for checking in with us. Thanks.
See you tomorrow.